Hey family, Garrett here. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on something that's happening with me. Really excited to kind of announce and tell you, maybe some of you have already seen on Facebook, but that I get another opportunity to go and drill a fresh water well in Honduras this year. Interestingly enough, it wasn't planned like my last trip to Guatemala. I was offered the opportunity about a month and a half ago to fill a slot that became open. And so long story short, I had a month and a half to come up with $2,200 in order to get myself to Honduras to do this work. And so the reason I'm sending this out to you now is because I am asking for your help. Typically, and I know traditionally, I would write a letter. I would write it to each one of you personally, asking for you guys to help me out, to be on board either through prayer or through financial, means. That's typically what I know is kind of the traditional way to do it. But with only having a month and a half, and for me being gone already almost a full month out of this summer, I just haven't had an opportunity to do it. So I've got about 15 minutes today. I figured I would sit down and just address you guys directly. So a quick update on what this looks like. I'm heading out on the 24th of this month to fly down to Honduras. We are going to go to a more remote region. We're going to drill a freshwater well that will provide clean, safe drinking water for people for up to 100 years. That's what we did when we were in Guatemala. That's the mission here as well. And one thing I wanted to tell you about is the fact that this is really important and this can affect a lot of people's lives. But here's the amazing part. 2 years ago, when my pastor Nathan and I got to go down to Guatemala and do this same thing, when we came back and told our church the story about this one well that we drilled, we doubled the amount of money that we raised for Living Water that year as a church. Every single year, Living Stones does what they call the year-end gift. And what that is at the end of the year, we give everybody an opportunity to give above and beyond the regular tithes and offerings to the church to bless Living Water International with a big chunk of change. And what's so cool is, over the last 10 years, our family of churches as a whole has raised over $1.2 million for this. And just to give you an idea of what that does, $5,000 drills a well. So that should give you an idea of how much of an impact our church has had on that, but how much cooler it was for me to get to go and see it, to bring back that story, and then to go ahead, tell our church, and watch them literally double their contributions at the Elko Church to Living Water International to $35,000 last year. So I'm just asking that if it's on your heart, if this is something that you are interested in and that you'd like to support me in, I'm going to have a link that I'm going to send you to my account at Living Water where you can make a donation with a credit card or a debit card. Or just so you know, my wife and I have actually already contributed $785 to this for me because I had to have half the money up front. I was able to raise a little bit through some good friends and family here at the church. And so we paid $785. So you have two opportunities to kind of bless this thing. You can either just go to the link I'm going to send you and donate some money so that I can, within the next 7 days, fulfill my goal of $2,200 and thus go on the trip. Or if you would like, and maybe 1 week is not enough time for you, you would be completely welcome to send a check to my address, which I'll also include in another message. And what that would do is that would help to alleviate that $800 burden that my wife and I took to send me. At the same time, I'm completely fine with that burden. We both are very passionate about this. And I think at the end of the day, Jesus is just most glorified when we're interested in actually loving and caring for people, even when it's just not the people that are immediately around us, even when it's people far away who we may never have another opportunity to be with. So if you guys would, just please consider praying for me as I prepare for this trip. And for those of you who are able and who enjoy being generous in this way, please feel free to use the link below to help me finish this out. I've got 1 week left to raise money. Sorry for the last minute, but overall, I'm just really excited about this. I love you all. Thank you so much for your time and watching this video. I can't wait to tell you more about my trip when I get back.